If you play poker, you know what a tell is. Now, we all have tells in our lives for all kinds of different things. But by definition, a tell is something that a person does to unknowingly indicate the strength of their hand or what one of their future actions might be. Some poker players are so good that they make a living reading other people's tells. They watch their actions, behaviors, they can detect patterns. And these patterns are tells. Here are a few common tells. A player leans forward when they have a good hand. A player might touch their face if they're bluffing. A normally talkative player becomes quiet when they have a strong hand. Now, we have tells in our relationships all the time. For example, if you feel like someone is ignoring you, what's your tell? Do you leave? Do you get quiet? Do you get louder to try to get their attention? What tells for you communicate a future action? And what could that future action be? If you feel unheard or rejected, is your future action getting ready to exit the relationship? Are you already setting in place and setting in motion a dynamic that gives you permission later on to say, well, I did this because they did that? Pay attention to some of your tells. If you feel rejected, for example, do you attack? Do you tell yourself, I don't really care about that person anyway. I don't really care about our relationship or the situation. When we use tells, we're hiding something. And we believe that by hiding this thing, it gives us the upper hand. We have an advantage over the other person in the relationship. Notice if you're relating to either your friends or significant others or coworkers through a competitive lens or frame, so that at the back of your mind, you've always got to have the upper hand. You've always got to win, that there's a competition, spoken or unspoken, but you're in the competition and you're hiding some data so that you remain invulnerable to them, that you remain above them in whatever situation is happening. Here's a question. What do you win? What do you win when you hide yourself? When you hide your true thoughts or feelings or responses to someone? It's funny, when I think about my own personal tells, I remember when my husband and I first got married. Now, we've been married about 28 years now, going on 29. And I remember when I would get frustrated, we'd get in an argument, I would get in the car and drive away. It doesn't matter what time of the night it was, I would just get in the car and drive away. And that was my tell. My tell that I felt vulnerable, that I was afraid it wasn't going to work out, that I didn't feel heard or understood. And instead of sticking in the conversation, instead of asking for what I wanted, instead of admitting even that I was wrong, I would leave. I would get in the car and drive. So many times I found myself driving down the freeway at 10 o'clock at night with nowhere to go and no way to get back in the house without admitting that I too was wrong in this scenario. But that messes with the competition. I didn't want to do that. And I tried all kinds of other ways to hide even that in order to get back in the house, in order to re-engage, when really I just didn't want to ask for what I wanted to begin with, or I didn't want to say how I felt or what was important to me. And this doesn't just happen with your significant others. It happens in a lot of places. If I think my coworker isn't listening to me, my teammate is ignoring me, then I might choose to become silent. I might choose to not share with them other information that I've gained. I might live in a story that knowledge is power, and then the more I have takes away from theirs, and the more they have takes away from me. And I find myself over and over again with these tells in the relationship that set up and reveal the competition that's already living in me about them. What happens when we stop competing in a relationship? What happens when we stop feeling that need to hide our hand or to have the upper hand, if you will, in the relationship? Does it look like we make a request, we ask for something we need, we share a thought or a feeling, or maybe we renegotiate the relationship or how things are set up? Competition isn't necessarily a bad thing. But when our framework is constantly in competition and we're not aware of it, I guarantee you that your tell will tell on you. If you were able to see yourself in this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and share it with a friend.